So today is day 18 and the title is Desire the Prize. And it's basically talking about what kind of things we're willing to do in order to win the prize. So for myself, growing up in athletics, it's easy to understand this because, I was super competitive and I wanted to win the trophy, win the shirt at Hoop Fest, win first place, be the MVP, like whatever the prize was. That's what my ultimate goal always was in sports. And, along the way, like in school, starting from an early age, I was super competitive in school too. Like I wanted to be the smartest, be the fastest in my math. Like I remember those races, the multiplication table things, just zooming through it and trying to finish first all the time. And it took a lot, it takes a lot of commitment and effort to win the prize, especially, the older you get, the more competitive it gets, the more your playing field opens up, it gets a lot bigger, and you face a lot of more people who are better than you. So yeah, I saw that as like when I moved to Spokane and the competition for basketball got like way more intense. It was like every single day facing a competitor that was better than me. And, versus like at the smaller schools where you might face that kind of a competitor a few times a year. And I had to like set my mind to do a lot more. I had to put in a lot more work. That included like going to the gym, practicing on the weekends, like doing AAU all summer long, and giving up, every single weekend of the summer to a basketball tournament, and, days in between to basketball practice. I just remember it being a lot of sacrifice, but I had my goals set to play college basketball, and I don't even know where that goal came from. It felt more like an expectation just because it's like, I was good at basketball, so that's what I'm supposed to do. But regardless, I had my eyes set on finishing that goal, on getting there to playing college basketball. And I just kept that as my driving force. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know, what level I wanted to be at. But like I said, it was an expectation, so I had to do what I had to do. And since then, what is my prize? My prize now, has been my family, my babies, having them, raising them, spending every day with them. I think about how, excited I am to see them when I haven't seen them for a long time. How much they love me, like that's the ultimate reward. But through this fast learning about this day, specifically desiring the prize, Jesus wants to be the prize. He wants to, have that, he wants you to have that same passion towards him as you do the other prizes that you've had in your life. So like me, winning tournaments, being competitive, playing college basketball, having a loving, healthy, growing family. Those have been my prizes throughout my life. And Jesus wants me to put him on that same level and above those prizes. And, that's something that's really hard to do because it's like, how do you put God, like a person that you haven't physically seen, a creator that is based off of feelings, like what I feel, above something that's physically here. Like my boys are physically back there playing in their toy room right now. How do I put a God that I haven't seen above them? But for me, that answer is easy because it's based off of faith. It's based off of feeling. It's based off of knowing that, God provides for me. God has given me that. everything that's back there, playing in that toy room, that came from God, you know. I didn't say like, snap my fingers, bam, 5 holes in my belly, snap my fingers, Kemp's in my belly. Like, I didn't create them. I didn't make them. I didn't give them their minds, their personalities, their bodies. I didn't do any of that, you know. So for me, it's an easy thing to just thank God for that, to give him the credit for that. It's just, it goes a lot deeper when you really think about it, you know. Where did my baby's spirits come from? Where are their souls from? Where is their loving nature from? You know, all that I'm doing is like nourishing those gifts that they've already been given. Everything that God gave them, you know, all I'm doing is like nourishing it and building it. And I give God the credit 100% for my boys and my family. And so yeah, like, knowing that he gave me that here on this earth, what more does he have waiting for me when I'm in his presence, when I am with him? I can't even imagine. And I don't spend a lot of time imagining about it, like worrying about it, imagining those things, just because I can't grasp it. I never will. Nobody on this earth ever will. But you know, God gives us these things in our life so that we can have a little bit of that experience, so that it makes it more real. His love for us is that much more real when it's like something present, something that we can touch and see. But yeah, so he wants to be that ultimate prize, and I'm going to make him my ultimate prize through this, you know, reflection of my fast. So the fast happened already. It's over. It's done with. And I'm continuing to grow through that. I'm continuing to feel the effects of it just by, you know, reflecting on it now. And I'm really thankful for it. And I like what the author says. I just want to read a little bit. So the author's name is Kristen Fiola. And she said, refuse to let apathy and laziness set in. Don't hit the snooze button on life and crawl back under the covers. Your time on earth is short, so make the most of every day you're given. Press on, my friend. Desire Jesus more than anything or anyone else. He is your prize. There is no greater reward. And it's just funny because this morning specifically, I woke up at like 3:30 and just could not go back to sleep. And I wasn't necessarily thinking of like God being my prize, but you know, I know that he appreciates when I read the Bible, when I get into his word, and it benefits me so much. It gives me like a very positive mindset. It helps me to kind of decompress whatever's going on in my mind and give God like all the control. I ask him to just control my life. And it makes everything else kind of seem small in comparison. And yeah, so I was up and I could not go back to sleep, so I just came out here and I read my Bible, and then I read this, you know, and it's like, commit to it, be committed to it. And even though that was totally unintentional, God appreciated it, and now I can see, you know, that God liked it, he loves it, and I feel like it's something that I need to commit to now. I feel like a strong desire to do that. Just first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, you know, get out of bed. Don't just lay in bed, because usually I lay in bed for an hour, but you know, I have this desire now to get out of bed and read my Bible and be intentional about it, not just reading it to read it. But yeah, I thank God for everything that he's given me. I give him credit for everything, every single thing that I have in my life at this point. And I pray that, you know, he continues to build me. I pray that he doesn't allow my humanness to interfere with what he has planned. So that being like self-sabotage, I pray that he doesn't allow me to self-sabotage anything going on, anything that I have coming up, anything that, will be beneficial toward my family and me, and any kind of goals that I might have set, any events, just everything. And like, I'm so positive. I have the most positive outlook on life, knowing that God is in control of my life. And yeah, I pray that people allow him to do the same in their life, because it will be amazing. And I forgot to read the scriptures that got me going. So the first one that's shared is Philippians 3:14. It says, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. The next one is Psalm 40, verse 8. And it says, I delight to do your will, O my God, and your law is within my heart. And then we have Psalm 73, verse 25. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is none upon earth that I desire besides you. And then the last one is 1 Corinthians 9:24. It says, do you not know that those who run in a race all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you may obtain it. And then it goes on to say, and everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a perishable crown, but we for an imperishable crown. So that's just meaning, let your prize be something that's eternal. Let your prize be something that lasts forever, that will never fade, never go away. Because everything that we've strived for, that's a prize for us here on this earth, it's all going to go away. It's all very temporary. It's short-lived. People get famous and then they're unhappy, like a lot of the times. One person that I've been following a lot lately is Sydney McLaughlin, and she was the gold medalist for the hurdles in the Olympics. And a video she posted was like really moving. It was a few days after she was crowned the gold medalist, and she just said it was a really hard time, and that she felt like she could just feel her heart pulling her. She's like, people aren't supposed to be famous. We're not made to be famous. And I imagine it was just from a lot of adversity. It was a lot of hate. It was a lot of emptiness. So even though she reached that ultimate goal of receiving a gold medal as a track athlete, she expressed feeling like lonely and unhappy, and she also just shared her faith though. So she knew, that she was in the right place at the right time. She was where she was meant to be. God put her there, and she gave God all the glory for what she accomplished, but she also knew that there was more work to do. And to me, I'm just like, a gold medal, like, if you get a gold medal, yeah, what do you do after that? If you win the state championship, what do you do after that? Yes, you're labeled that the rest of your life. And then for, a generation or two after you pass away. But everything on this earth dies. Everything is temporary, and God is eternal. So he's our ultimate prize.